Good day, it's Mark and Lisa from Iceland Adventures on YouTube, and just wanted to say hey from lovely Iceland, where we have horses way, way in the background, and hopefully in one of these videos get to see a few of the horses as well. So Lisa gets a lot of questions about the Riding Iceland and the tour, so we wanted to help answer some of those questions that you ask. First one is probably a good one, especially for the people that like to eat like myself, is do you offer special meals or vegetarian meals, or what what is the process when someone wants to have something different?
The process is when you book your tour, go ahead and put down that you're vegetarian or you need to be gluten free, things like that, and they will make sure that there are options for you. There's always fruits, vegetables, salads, things like that to choose from. But I know on the last tours we had a few people that were vegetarian and gluten free, and the cook made sure that there was a special option for them.
Yeah, and when he put out the food, he did say, "Oh, by the way, he had a vegetarian meatball, which was an oxymoron in itself, but it was excellent, and there was a little spice to it. So he did announce it and say, this is where that is, so that everybody knew about that as well. Cool. And then how long has Riding Iceland been actually in the touring business?
Well, Riding Iceland itself, I believe, was started either in 2010 or 11. But Bjotny Paul has been running tours himself, just under a different company name for at least 30 years now. So this guy knows what he's doing, and he's got it down to an art.
Okay, cool. And then since we've got a map of Iceland, can you point out like where people fly in is KEF, the
KEF is down in this area.
okay, and then when they go to Reykjavik, where is Reykjavik?
Oh, Mark, you're going to have to help me find that. Reykjavik's in this area.
It's a
So,
great little area, a little ocean town. You can walk and see the ocean, tons of city streets and shops, and it's the greatest place to visit, at least to go out and enjoy life. And there's a section for music and dances and bars, and then there's shopping and dining and tons of hotels. And when it comes to hotels, how do people pick hotels?
hotels, I like to use sites like booking.com or Expedia, and you just put in Reykjavik City Center. And my rule of thumb is just look for anything like it'll say how far it is from the city center and stay within walking distance, like point 0.2 or point 0.5
The street you're trying to be
miles.
close to is Laugavegur. Starts with an L, ends with a Vegur, Laugavegur, but that's the main strip where people walk down. So if you can get close to that, you're going to be a happy. What about the other questions? What about bathrooms and shared bathrooms? I've got some
Well,
confusion
that
about
just
that.
depends. European hotels are very different than the American hotels. So it's cheaper if you get a hotel room and it has shared bathrooms. So it's like down the hallway. There's bathrooms like that, kind of locker room style. Or you can look, they have some really, really nice hotels too. Those, of course, are going to be more expensive.
But it's your comfort level if you want to be in a private bathroom in your room or have a shared bathroom that you're, using with other folks. So good
Exactly.
point. Now, another fun fact is when you are taking a hot shower in Reykjavik, typically the water is straight out of the geothermal farms. And guess what it smells like? You'd think that something was different, but it's rotten eggs, and that's normal. Some of the hotels are starting to filter the water, but typically when you smell it the first time, you're like, oh, and just get used to it. It doesn't change anything, but just as a fun fact to get used to. So we go from KEF to
It's
Reykjavik,
Reykjavik.
and then when it comes to, you had mentioned there's a private airport or a small airport that's for this country.
That's in the Reykjavik area, and that
Okay.
only flies to and from different areas within Iceland. If you're flying in from the United States or Europe or anywhere, you would fly into the KEF. When you're flying, if they say on the tour, meet us at the airport, Eagle Airport, that would be in Reykjavik itself, the smaller airport.
Yeah, and that airport does fly kind of across the country. It flies up to Husavik, it flies to Akureyri, but that's if he asks you to fly, go to the airport right near Reykjavik itself.
And
So,
Mark, that ticket going up to Saltvik, it's included in your tour price to get you there and back. So they'll get you from Reykjavik up and back. The only thing you might have to do is get yourself to that small airport, and that's like a 5-minute taxi ride.
And actually the bus station is down here too, and the bus station is walking distance from downtown if you really wanted to. It's about 10 minutes. Or you can take a little shuttle or a cab or Uber. So we also have shown uh, this area. This is called Húsavík, and this is the home of what?
Of Saltvik, the home of Riding Iceland, its base station. It is up in Saltvik. So most of your tours are going to start from up here. And like I said, they're going to fly you or bus you up to there, and they'll send you the email probably a week before to tell you which one and where to meet.
Yeah, so there's an airport up here. Occasionally what they'll do is they'll fly you to Akureyri, which is the capital of Iceland, and then they'll just drive you over here, about a 45-minute drive. Another thing is they've got a new addition to their area called Reynholar. Where's that?
Reynholar is right in this area, and that's where we are right now. So we're kind of calling it Riding Iceland West, just for now, but it is Reynholar, and a beautiful farm. The horses winter here. They do a lot of the winter rides from here, roundups, ending some of the dream tour at this location. So this is an exciting new addition to Saltvik.
And it's 1,000 hectares or about 2,500 acres. So tons of land for the horses to graze. Now, the other thing is we see this big red ring around here. What exactly is that? That's not the ring road, is it?
That's not the ring road. This was the route that they took, Mark, in 2021 for the Dream Tour. We just finished the 2022 Dream Tour, which was a different route, because each year we're going to change the Dream Tour. But this is how it started. Mark, if you can point to Saltvik and you follow down, this is called the Springasunter. It came to here. That was the first route. And then the second part came along here, and there were some beautiful river rides. And they came up here, and you got to ride along some of the beaches on part 3. Part 4, I did not ride this, but I heard it was quite adventurous. They went all the way up in the West Fjords and came down. They were supposed to stop here, but they came on around to Reynholar. And then part 5, you can see, took this route, and part 6 up and ended at Saltvik. So that, Mark, was 57 days on horseback. They did have a few days break in each place, so it made it longer than 57 days to finish the whole tour. But those horses were strong and fit and coming in, ears forward, snorting, excited to come home at the end.
And throughout Iceland, you've got waterfalls. And when they were actually riding down here, there's an area where they rode through Thingvellir, which is the continental divide where the North American and the European tectonic plates meet. And it's a really cool thing. And you actually ride over the break. You also ride by geyser, which is actually Stroker is the geyser that goes up every 5 to 7 minutes. And these are some of the paths that they take you through waterfalls. And if he sees a waterfall and they've got the way to, get the herd set up, they'll stop and let you take a few pictures before they jump on and keep riding. So the scenery is out there for you to see. So don't be just looking at your horse. Sometimes it's good to just kind of look around and enjoy the scenery. So basically he rides everywhere through Iceland.
Yes. He had a route, Mark, a couple years ago that they went all the way around here, and it took them about 21 days to do that. And that was a really cool ride. I missed out on that one, but maybe next time.
So more questions, please keep sending them. Here's some answers that we get, and we get to show you a little bit of a map of Iceland as well. And other than that, have an awesome day. Now you know what to eat, where to eat, how to get there, and where you're going to ride. Have a great day.